Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make are lemon waffles. I've had people write to me about wanting to see waffle recipes. Well, I've been doing that. I put on a coconut one, and I put a very unusual but great tasting cornflake waffles. And I'm going to continue to put well, about 2 or 3 more on. So if you do like waffles, or you'd like to just break out of the ordinary type of waffle mix, well, you know, please check out my my channel. So let's get started. First off, what you're going to do is you're going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, and you'll want to sift it. I like to use my very old sifter from, well, actually my grandmother. You can use a strainer or whatever that you feel is appropriate, but you'll want to put 2 cups, and again, sifting is really, you know, going to do the job for you. It's going to keep it very light and very airy. The next thing that you're going to put in, and I do it all at one time, but I'm showing you because of the video, I do sift the baking powder in, and that's 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and then also 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But logically, I put them all together when I sift them, but I wanted you to see them going in separately. Now, I no longer put the recipe below the video, and I'll explain that in a little bit why I don't do that, and I'm, you know, sorry about that. Okay, so then just let the dry ingredients just sit alone for the moment. What the next thing is going to be, you want to separate 3 eggs. You're going to separate whites because the white of the egg, because you're going to be beating them, okay? But you will need to separate the 3 yolks, and I went ahead and just, you know, go over them and so that they become pale yellow or a bit fluffy, that kind of thing. So there's 3 egg yolks here. You'll also need milk, and you're going to be using 1 1/2 cups of milk. Then put those beaten 3 egg yolks in that. Let me get that all out. I hate to waste product, and I'm sure you feel the same way. And then just go ahead and beat these till they're really nice and fluffy and light together, and that shouldn't take you very long at all. Okay? There's only one part of the recipe that you have to wait, and I'll explain, but well worth it. So just beat that in. You'll see it become nice and bubbly and fluffy with all the bubbles and that kind of thing, and then you're ready to go with that. Now we're going to go to the dry ingredients, and we're going to pour this in and just start to whisk it in. I'll try to do a little at a time here rather than just plopping it all in. And let me get all that out of there. Okay. And this is where, you know, you're going to bring it together, whisk it together, and of course you can see you're starting to form your batter. Okay. Now, you do not have to do this. This is totally optional, and I know a lot of you don't like food coloring, and I understand. But I like it just to have a little tinge of yellow, so I put 4 drops in. 2, 3, 4. Now, it's optional. Leave that out if you don't like to do that. Certainly, you can put more if you want them to look more lemony or have the color of yellow, but I think it just adds a little bit of richness to it, that it looks richer. But again, leave it out if you don't like food coloring, and believe me, I understand where you're coming from. Now, the next thing that we're going to be putting in, of course, is lemon juice, and you need 1 1/2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, if you have lemon rind, and go ahead and use that too. You can use 1 1/4 tablespoons of your grated lemon rind. Now, the individual that I'm making these for today, they don't like to bite into that lemon rind, so I'm leaving it out. I think it adds to it and to the flavor, to the texture. But again, you can leave it out, and these waffles are fabulous. But 1 1/4 tablespoons, I'm sorry, of grated lemon rind. Next, you're going to be putting in, after the lemon juice, and that was 2 1/2 tablespoons of lemon juice, you're going to put 1/4 cup of either melted butter that's been cooled, or use oil. I like to use oil because I don't want to wait to kind of cool the butter, because you know, I don't want to make scrambled eggs either. Now, use whatever oil of your choice that you prefer, that you think is best for you. But 1/4 cup of oil or melted butter that's been cooled. And then just bring it together. You can see it's forming really quite a beautiful batter. Now, this is the part, the waiting part, that maybe you might not like. Take this mixture and you're going to cover it, and I cover it for 1 hour. When you come back after an hour, meanwhile, you have beaten your egg whites, those 3 egg whites. And you can see how beautifully these things have come out. You know, I could put this over my head and it's not, nothing's gonna come out, okay? And what you're going to do is try to keep the air in it, okay? And then fold in your egg whites. Now, that is after the hour. Now you might say, well, why is she doing it now? Well, I'm doing it now so that I can show you, but otherwise I let it set with my towel on the top. And here, I think I want to finish with my spatula to fold it in. And I put a little in at a time, because you want to keep the air in it, because these waffles are just exceptional, because I think they are so light and so airy. So spend the time in beating your egg whites and let that hour get past. And I think it's going to be well worth it when you try these waffles, or you know, the folks that you're making them for also, besides yourself enjoying them, your family, or to whomever that you're going to be eating these waffles with. And then just fold it in and try to keep that air in. But again, you know, you do want to fold it in well. You want to mix it in. You don't want the egg whites, those beautiful fluffy egg whites, you don't want them to be sitting in clumps either, okay? So again, remember that 1 hour passes, then add your egg whites. Now, I have some to show you the batter that has been made. It waited and rested that hour, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can even see the batter, but how light it is, due to the egg whites, due to letting this mixture sit for that hour. It helps to like raise it too, where it gives a rise to the batter, okay? And you can see that, and you know. All right, now I'm going to plug in my waffle maker here. Hopefully it won't take too long. And go ahead, follow the directions, spray your oil, your waffle maker, okay? I find that usually when I use a very heaping, this is a 1/2 cup, that works for mine, okay? But you might be wanting to use, you know, your other makers, your Belgium makers, or your square waffle makers. It all works. It all works together, okay? I didn't plug it in because I thought I was going to beat the egg whites just for a few seconds or so to tell you about it, and using only one outlet, it made it a little difficult. So, but I usually would have had that plugged in and that it's hot, but it's already getting very, very hot. Okay, so again, I take just that heaping, nice, light, fluffy, and put that into my maker. If it looks like you need a little bit more, you know, and then I just kind of spread it out, wait a second or two on it, and then clamp down that lid. And then every maker's different, but I try to wait for that green light to go on, or, you know, I have different temperatures on mine, how light or dark that you want it, that kind of thing. And let me rinse my hands quickly because I'm working with raw eggs, and I want to show you what they look like once they're done. And then hopefully I want to show you one that comes out of there hot. So I want to wash my hands and grab the waffles. Now these were baked just a little bit ago. And of course, I know I enjoy them when they come right out of the maker, you know, because they're so hot and so crisp, okay? And these are, you know, 2 that I have together. Now, you might want to leave them in longer. You like a crisper, drier. Some people like it to be more of a cake type waffle, okay? And everybody, you know, everybody's different, how long you want to leave them in or whatever. These also are really good to put ice cream between them to make sandwiches out of them. Some people, they actually, you know, put different various fillings to eat with a waffle. I have a relative that loves to take a waffle with some boiled ham and a little cheese and actually makes a sandwich out of it because he just enjoys these waffles. So it's whatever that you like, whatever that you you know, you enjoy. And this one's ready to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set these aside, use my plate, and then show you one coming right out of the maker. Okay, and again, if you want them to be a little more crispy or whatever, ooh, they're hot. Extremely crispy. I like them to have that hard, I don't know if you can hear that, but that hard, crispy on it. I hope that you can hear that. It's so hard when you see something on a video than when you're right in person, but just absolutely so crispy, and yet when you break into them, these are very hot. Okay, let me get a knife here very quickly. When you break into them, they're so light and so delicate. I don't know if you could see when I squeeze on them. Oh, they, you know, they're really delightful. They're not real heavy or real dense, and I really think it's due to the waiting period of the hour, the baking powder, as well as those beautiful whipped egg whites that you saw. They just are delicious. And again, you can kind of see, I hope you can, that little bit of that yellow food coloring coming through. Again, leave it out. You don't like it, leave it out. It's not going to affect the waffle at all. These are great tasting waffles. I hope you try this recipe. Also, again, I'm really sorry that I no longer put those recipes below the video, but it's all due to people taking my work, claiming it as theirs, posting it, pinning. And I always say to everyone, you know what, if you try this recipe, leave a comment. I like to hear from you, and I do. And I like to be able to answer your questions or thank you for watching. And it's really frustrating when I see my work on other sites I see the questions, I see the comments, but I can't answer you. So I solely put my videos on YouTube. So if you'd be so kind to follow me solely on YouTube, that way I'm going to get your messages and I will answer them in a timely fashion. So I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. If you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, boy, that'd be fantastic. Or give it a like or ring the bell. I want to again thank you for watching. Please stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.